Today, we have heard that South Africa is the first country in the world selected for the human clinical trials of Oravax oral COVID-19 vaccine, phase 1 clinical trial. This is really significant and a significant development. Now, we have Oramed CEO Nadav Kidron speaking to us from Florida in the US to tell us more. Nadav, welcome to our conversation and to MyHealth360, and of course, virtually to South Africa.
Thank you, Ronald. It's always good to be in South Africa, virtually or physically.
Oravax's oral vaccine targets 3 surface proteins. Why might this be significant in terms of Omicron and new variants?
When you look at the world around us, you see that we are taking a booster every 6 months because there's a new variant. Why is that happening? If you take the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines, they're focused on one part of the virus, which is the S spike. The S spike is the part that is mostly inclined to get mutated, and therefore we get the variants. The innovation behind the Oravax vaccine is that we're taking 3 parts: the S spike, the E, and the M. So even if you're going to get a variant, a mutation around the S spike, you still have the E and the M that can give the person a protection and immunity against the COVID-19.
Wow, that's absolutely exciting and so fantastic that, in this amazing technology and science is unraveling right in front of us. And I love that innovative stance that you are taking and investing into that to identify exactly how this can work and how it can benefit not just South Africa, but the world as a whole. Why is the development of this oral vaccine so significant for South Africa and other developing countries?
Okay, South Africa happened to be in Africa, in the southern part of Africa. In Africa, there is a huge issue with the cold chain. The ability to administer the vaccines in a freezer temperature makes it almost impossible to give it to the people in Africa. On top of that, there's a very psychological objection by many people as far as compliance to take the shot. If we can give them an oral vaccine that you can take it as a pill, you can have less side effects, and you can give it to anywhere, and you don't need someone professional to administer it because anyone can take a pill, it can be a revolution to Africa and specifically to South Africa.
Wow, I love that. We are doing a very big drive, South Africa and the world, against debunking the myths around literally injecting the vaccine into you. There's so many stories going around. And I think this is one action point besides just the knowledge education that can really, get so many more vaccinated. If it works and when you do take an oral pill, that'll be fantastic. When will the results of the clinical trial become available?
So this is relatively a small trial. We should have the results in the first half of next year. So we're months away from the results.
That's absolutely fantastic. The evolution and the revolution of the speed of science and research and just so much happening has been absolutely mind-blowing. And I love the fact that Oravax is, of course, literally walking the talk, which is fantastic. Nadav, if the trial is successful, when could the oral COVID-19 vaccine be available in South Africa?
So it's hard for me to tell you specifically in South Africa. What we try to do right now is to be in touch and communicate with a few countries and to get an accelerated path to get a marketing approval for the oral vaccine. And the way to do it is by each country seeing the needs and potentially giving an emergency use approval that will allow for relatively a fast approval. So South Africa is going to be one of them, but I cannot tell you the exact timing in South Africa. As you saw, we also signed a deal with Mexico, and we're speaking to other countries. So we're trying to optimize to make sure we can get it approved ASAP.
Fantastic. Why was South Africa chosen as the first country in the world for phase 1 of this clinical trial of the Oravax oral COVID-19 vaccine?
So outside, inside Africa, the advantage of South Africa is that on the one hand, you are in Africa, but on the other hand, you do enjoy a very Western country with the facilities, research, and so on and so forth, and reputation, which is very important when we run these clinical trials. So we got the top doctors and the top CRO to run the trial, but yet we are in Africa and we can influence Africa in the most efficient way.
Great. Oramed is also trialing oral insulin. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. So Oramed is a technology that allows us to take peptides, to take injections, and deliver them orally. The flagship product of Oramed is oral insulin, which is now being run under a phase 3 in Europe, in the United States, and we're looking to see data from that also next year in 2022. But that's going to be data from a phase 3, which is the last phase before you can get the marketing approval. And the idea is that hundreds of millions of diabetics out there will be able to enjoy the ability to take insulin as a pill and not as currently as an injection.
That is absolutely game-changing. We know, I mean, I spoke earlier today in a conversation with one of our clinical nutritionists about, insulin and about diabetes and so forth. And it's also very personal because my family is also, dealing with a lot of diabetes. So I think this is a fantastic initiative, and we wish you all the best. But Nadav, final question to you. What is your message to South Africans as this trial gets underway?
I think what happened in the world is that many of the developing countries felt a little bit left on the sidelines. The United States got the vaccines first, and many of the developing countries were suffering from COVID. I think this actually can take them to the top of the line, to enjoy something that can give you the benefit of a higher level of compliance because you take it as a pill, less side effects because you take it as a pill, less waste because you take it as a pill, and most importantly, a protection that will be good against the variants. So I'm very excited about the prospects of South Africa potentially being one of the first places in the world to enjoy the innovation and to enable life to finally go back to the way we used to have it before this whole thing started.
Fantastic. Everybody, that is Oramed CEO Nadav Kidron. Nadav, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your insight and your intention and really what you'd like to achieve with this trial in South Africa. To all of you out there, just understand something, that the world has come together in a way that we've never seen before. In South Africa, we believe in Ubuntu, which is togetherness. The world is now bringing that to fruition. And Oramed and Nadav and his team are literally saying, we don't want to just speak it, we want to actually just do it, we want to act on it, and we want to live it, helping South Africa, helping Africa, and helping the world. We are MyHealth360, and we bring you all the information that you need in the space and time where you are at right now to invest into your being of well. And remember, the being of well is actioning the theory of wellness, and Nadav is actioning the Ubuntu essence of Oramed. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.
Bye-bye.